Welcome back, dear friends. So what's up? Inside this lecture we are going to discuss about CSS method. CSS method. So CSS method, it means that in three method we can use CSS. The first method, this called is inline. This called inline method. Number two, this called internal method. Let me just put here also method. And on number third we have external method. External method. So we can just use CSS in three ways, or you can say we have three methods to use CSS. Number one is inline, number two is internal method, and number three is external method. So inside this lecture we are going to discuss about the first one. This is called inline method. Open your code editor, go to file menu and save as this file to make this just a separate file. This is called inline dash method.html. so when you are just using two word giving a name for your file, you cannot just use a space here, something like this. You must use a hyphen, underscore, something just like this, and save this. Now I want to just remove this p tag from here, this heading to tag, all this from here, and this selectors CSS inline method. Now you can just save, go to your browser and press F5, or you can just launch this once again in the browser. And here is written CSS inline method. This is the title. Now I want to just insert heading 1 here, and inside this heading 1 I am just writing something, just my website, just URL wahidakarmi.com, or you can just change this to something like heading 5. This one is also heading 5, and you can just write here something, you can say heading 3. You can say for more information you can visit wahidakarmi.com. you can just save, go to your browser and refresh. So for more information you can visit wahidakarmi.com. so this is just a very simple text without any format. We have not used a single line of CSS code till now. Now I want to just select this selector inside CSS, this style tag, but we are not going to this because we are going to use the inline method of CSS. Inside this heading 3 you can just use a space and open the style tag with single or double quotation. So now I can just use the color properties here, same blue, red color, or any other color. You can just save and refresh. Now you can see that the heading 3 is in red color. I want to just give a green color for this one, for the heading 5. So just give a space and style tag with the quotation. So the text color for this should be green color. You can just save, and once again you can refresh here. Now you can see that this one is with green color and this one is with the red color, because we have just used CSS here. This is called the inline method of CSS. Inside this tag we have just opened a style tag, and we are using CSS inline this tag or this element. So you can just apply as many properties as you want. For example, you can say just font family, something like this. You can say sans serif, maybe. You can save and refresh. Now you can see this one is totally changed, the font family. So I want to just change the font size for the first one. Font dash size, maybe 40 px. save, and now you can see this is just a very big pixel in size because we have just changed this. Let me just put a colon here, save this, and now this is just looking good. You can see, for more information you can visit wahidacademy.com. So friends, this means that we can use CSS inline. So this is the inline method that we are working on. This, for example, let me just open the ptech here and just copy some text from MS Word, some demi text. You can paste this inside this paragraph. You can save by pressing Ctrl+S if you are using Windows and Command+S if you are using Mac. Now you can see we have just a paragraph here, just with the, you can see, without any formatting. Now I'm just going to use some CSS here inside this ptech. So this called the inline method, style tag. You can say just text align, you can say justify, you can just save and refresh. So this justify, you can just do anything here. You can apply any properties, for example a background color, maybe orange. You can save and refresh. Now you can see this paragraph is with the orange color. Yes friends, inside this lecture we have discussed how we can use CSS with the inline method. So inside next class we will come back, we will discuss about CSS internal method. So I hope you have learned. So till next class, you have some small or very important task that you can just insert some element inside the body tag, and you can just apply CSS inline in inline method, just the same way that we have done here. So in next class we will come back, we will just discuss about CSS internal method. So have a nice time and see you. Welcome back friends. Inside this lecture we are going to discuss about internal method. In our last class we have discussed about inline method. So inside this class we are going to discuss about internal method. First, save as this file by giving the name internal dash method.html to make it a separate file. Now I'm just going to remove all this from the body area, and CSS internal method. You can save and see the preview here on the browser. So you can see CSS internal method we have here. Suppose that we have a heading to take here, and here I'm just writing hi web designers, welcome to my website, just something like this. You can save and press F5 to refresh. Hi web designer, welcome to my website. Now this time we have a style tag inside this internal method.html page that we are using here. I'm just going to select the heading to take here, then you can just assign a color for this, something like blue. You can just say a background color, background color, you can just say yellow, and you can just save a refresh. Now you can see, so this called internal method to use CSS when you are using or when you are inserting a CSS style tag inside your HTML web page. So this is the HTML web page that we have inserted style tag inside this. You can just insert style tag anywhere inside the head tag or after the head tag. Here in these two places, inside the head tag and outside of the head tag, it means after the head tag you can insert a style tag and you can write your CSS coding here. For example, you can just say the width, you can just define a width for this, something like 800 pixel, and you can say the text align should be center. You can save and refresh. Now you can see, if I just zoom out, this is the 800 pixel of width, and the text align is center, the text color is blue. Everything that we have applied here, it is just working perfectly. So we have three methods to use CSS: internal, external, inline. So in both ways you can just apply as many properties, as many values as you want, but the ways are just different. In inline method, you are just applying your CSS here inside this heading, or you can say inside this element, or inside this tag. But inside internal method, you are writing your CSS code inside this style tag. So this is just the difference between inline and internal. Inside inline, we are writing the CSS code inside this heading tag, inside this. So that's why this is called inline. So inside internal, we are writing the CSS code separately inside this style tag that we have just started after the head tag here. So this is called CSS internal method. I hope you understand, and don't forget to practice. Just select any element like p tag, like heading tag, any element that you know. You can just insert that inside body tag. Then you can just select inside the CSS style tag here. Then you can just apply the CSS here. So this is called CSS internal method. In next class, we will come back and we will discuss about the third way, or you can say the third method of CSS. This is called CSS external method. So have a nice time and see you.